Yo, what's going on everyone? Miles Midoriya here with the review of All American Season 5, Episode 7. First up, starting with Spencer and Jordan, they had some decisions to make in this episode. After Barnes had a press conference, they weren't too sure on the future of the program, whether it be a year or more off. Most of the players decided they was going to transfer colleges, which left everything mostly to Spencer and Jordan. They went to go talk with Coach Kenny about him being the head coach, but it wasn't looking too good. Even had him thinking he may have to look for another job at a different college. Spencer tried to talk to Barnes, and yeah, that first attempt didn't work. Later on, Grace pops up, which is nice to see her in the episode, and she was cooking and stuff too. It was funny because that dude Asher, like every time you seen him at points, he was eating. I said, this dude over here said he having some good food. She told him to take Billy with him to go talk to Barnes since they did play on the same team and went to the same school. Jordan actually got a college offer from Wilmot College, and Asher offered him a spot at Coastal. When Jordan had got into that house and they called him, I already knew what time it was. Good for him. I'm glad he's getting college offers. If I remember correctly, the first time around, it was a little difficult for him. Spencer was able to convince Billy to go with him to meet Barnes. He tried to get Jordan to come along, but he decided not to go. Jordan did, of course, meet up with Layla to discuss him possibly switching colleges. One of the things he mentioned was he didn't know if he wanted to do a long-distance relationship with Layla, and she said she didn't mind a long distance because it would keep their secret a secret. She's still going on about it being a secret, but in the next set of episodes, I wonder if Jordan will start to get tired of that. Spencer and Billy meet up with Barnes. At first, Barnes didn't really want to budge for having Coach Kenny as a head coach, but Billy brought up one of their coaches named Hayes and how he was a good coach and that Kenny is built just like him. When I saw this, and many other people from before that I seen online, was that Billy would end up coaching them again. In that scene, I got that feeling after Billy gave that speech that I can tell Barnes was considering Billy for that coaching position as well. Kenny ends up at the beach house and they was wondering how he found his address, and if I remember correctly, I don't even know if anybody let him through the door. But he did meet up with Barnes and he said that it went better than the first one. Nothing promised yet, but he did thank everyone there. You can tell Jordan wasn't in a happy mood because he's thinking about transferring colleges. Even Spencer noticed something was up with him. After the dinner, that's when Jordan tells Spencer that he's thinking about transferring colleges. When Spencer heard that, he thought he was joking. Nah, he's very much serious. Spencer thought that they was going to turn everything around, and Jordan said he doesn't know how long the school is going to be under investigation, and that the other reason is that Coach Kenny is Spencer's coach. So was Billy and Montez to Asher, but he never really had that coach for him. So when he spoke to the coach at Wilmot, he feels like that's the place for him. And that they'll build their offense around him. And after he heard all that, Spencer looked a little sad. I can't be mad at Jordan. It makes sense when he said it like that. Everyone around him had a coach for them, but he didn't. He wants to go out there and do his own thing. It'll be sad to see him leave. It was cool seeing them play on the same team, but this is what's best for him. Spencer's talking to Grace and he lets her know that he needs Jordan for the GAU situation, that they've been through a lot together, so she told him to tell him before it's too late. It's finally time and Jordan's at the GAU locker room and he lays his jersey with the other players that left. Jordan tries to get Spencer to leave, but he says he still has work to do at GAU and they ended it off on a good note. Later towards the end of the episode, Barnes goes and talks to Billy and he lets him know that he wants him to be the new head coach for GAU. Of course they made it a cliffhanger ending. I wonder if Billy's going to take the job. It would be nice to see him coach Spencer again, but he would, I think, have to give up being the principal or at least a coach at Crenshaw. Up next is Coop's first day of school, and she's a little nervous, especially with everything going on, but Sky's there with her, and she gives her some encouraging words. Coop's in class, and she didn't really have a good start. She gave a response regarding the case, and he told everyone that when listing the facts of the case, to have a clear distinction between the facts and personal feelings. That's the area that Coop has to work on and pay attention to, the facts, while working in some personal feelings into the case. Later at the dinner, she tells everyone what she did wrong when approaching the case, and they all agreed. They some real friends and family. They each offer some advice. Billy tells Coop that he tells his players that passion is important and necessary, but it can only get you so far. If you want to win, you got to have a game plan. Laura added on to that advice by changing it out with Law, and Spencer suggested that they make a mock courtroom to help Coop out, and that was what Coop needed, talking with everyone and hearing out different things they had to say. Coop's back in the classroom and she brings up the case again, adding in the facts with some personal feelings, and she ends up getting it right. Glad to see Coop following this path and sticking with it. She's gonna have ups and downs, but as long as she sticks with it, she'll be fine, and I can't wait to see how she helps out with Preacher's case this time around. Moving along to Patience, on her musical journey, she hit 1 million on her socials. Her and Layla are going to celebrate. Layla mentions that people are liking the re-imaging of Patience, so she's going to go do a live stream for her fans. Things actually didn't go that well. When she posted a photo for reaching 1 million, the comments started pouring in, and one of Clay's artists started saying she was an industry plant. Layla went to go visit Clay to talk about things, saying that his artist Petty should apologize to Patience, and he said, was she wrong though? He saw the teaser video for Patience's new music video and said that they did a 180 on her look and sound. He mentions that he misses the old Patience. It was something honest and vulnerable about her. He's not liking the new version. I wonder if he really means that. If so, maybe Layla should take that into consideration. I know they aren't trying to change her completely, and it is good to try something new, but make sure she's being herself mixed in with it, doing things that got her to that point. It was funny when Patience was arguing with trolls in a public place on her live stream. That was a little too much. Somebody had to come over there and put the phone down for her. Later on, Gia and Layla go talk to Patience. They tell her how to handle the situation by being kind. Layla went back to visit Clay to let him know that she knows he sent his artist out to Patience. She said since the post, Patience has grown even more, and before Layla leaves, he asks her is Patience doing good. She said she's doing better than good, but the camera shows something else. She still looks bothered. It's natural, we are seeing her as a new artist going through new things, and the trolls for her is one, and she's going to be affected by stuff for a minute, but over time she will get better at handling things. Olivia in this episode, her article's been released, we're seeing the effects of it all. She went to work and her co-workers were celebrating the article being successful, but Olivia wasn't happy. She told Crystal that she hasn't been able to sleep, and Crystal told her that Garrett destroyed GAU, not her. And that's true in a way. Yeah, her article blew things up, but it was Garrett that was doing most of the stuff. In the next scene, Olivia's at Billy and Laura's house, and Laura got home early. She starts talking to her about the article and how it's affecting everything. Laura starts to give her some advice, telling her to talk to Spencer and Jordan. It could be the key that she needs to unlock everything. She also added that she's not going to enjoy this moment in her career until she finds peace in her huge accomplishment. I agree, she was just doing her job. It sucks that the players had to get affected and transfer colleges, but she also helped out other players not to get hurt. Eventually, Olivia went to go talk to Jordan, and he wasn't mad at her. He told her thank you for the article, and she was a little confused, but he told her other schools want him, and he's thinking about transferring. He told her he's proud of her and what she's done with the article. Olivia mentioned that she was going to apologize, but realized that he turned into an opportunity. Whether it's at GAU or another college, he's going to shine, and she's proud of him. While Olivia was on the computer, Spencer came over to talk to her about Jordan and him maybe transferring. He asked her about should he be exploring his options, and she told him he's destined for greatness. Whatever choice he makes, the question he should ask is where would he find the most peace and pride in his accomplishments? Is it rebuilding GAU or starting fresh at a new school? He did let her know that him and Jordan are going to be alright, so she can start finding peace and pride by forgiving herself for the fallout. It was cool seeing them two have a good moment. Overall, Olivia didn't really have anything to worry about when it came to the people around her. They were all understanding or happy for her. But from her perspective, I can see it's the people that she cares about being affected, but everything seemed to work out in the end, and it'll be interesting to see Spencer try to rebuild GAU. Comment below what are your thoughts about this episode, and what was your favorite part from it. Here's some more All-American content you all can check out. I will have some other stuff on the channel as well, but if you have any suggestions for TV shows or anime, comment those below. Thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.